We all love long-running cartoons with our favorite characters, but some of these shows have been around way too long. You won't believe how long number 1 has been on the air. If you're a cartoon fan like we are, hit that subscribe button to catch all of our latest videos on cartoons and more. Now, here are 10 cartoons that lasted way too long. South Park. South Park has made us laugh for over 20 years. Matt Stone and Trey Parker have created controversial, hilarious, and downright strange episodes for 2 decades. But it's got to be hard to come up with new ideas on every episode for 20 years. Many of us have heard of the phrase, jump the shark. This happens when a long-running TV show has run out of ideas, so they come up with outlandish events in a desperate attempt to top all the previous episodes. They did it in Happy Days, when Fonzie literally jumped over a shark in water skis. So has South Park jumped the shark? Our consensus is yes, many times. One of the most ridiculous Jump the Shark episodes was Lice Capades. In this episode, we are introduced to a colony of family-loving lice living in Clyde Harris's hair. The plot is like that of every apocalyptic disaster movie, while making a bizarre statement about our global impact on the planet. So, they are not only making us watch 22 minutes of lice carnage, they are comparing us to parasites. But who can blame them? It was their 156th episode. Although South Park had a multitude of laugh-out-loud funny episodes that changed pop culture and poked fun at just about everyone, they probably should have stopped at Lice Capades. Family Guy. With 16 seasons and 300 episodes, Family Guy is the second longest running show on Fox. This show has covered everything from time travel to a baby on steroids. But with that many seasons and episodes, one may start to wonder, are fans tired of the same characters week after week for 19 years? Nope. They are going to keep churning these babies as long as possible. But you've got to wonder how they have any more to talk about after 300 episodes. The premise of the show is certainly nothing new. An attractive woman is married to an oafish buffoon. They have a few adorable oddball children and a dog who can talk. Tale as old as time, right? From All in the Family to Married with Children to The Simpsons, this family-based situation comedy is predictable but so relatable. That must be why the show is successful, not to mention the fact that it's loaded with a bunch of hilariously inappropriate jokes. So how long will Family Guy continue to run? One thing is certain, Seth MacFarlane has created a show that keeps viewers coming back week after week to see what kinds of shenanigans Peter Griffin and his family are getting into. Arthur. PBS's Arthur features an aardvark who wears glasses and shows kids how to deal with the challenges of childhood, like homework, teachers, and bullies. Arthur has presented 21 seasons and a total of 235 episodes. It doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. It originally started as a bedtime story, which author Mark Brown told his children one night. His son, Tolan, requested a story about a weird animal. Mark came up with a bee-speckled aardvark, and Arthur was born. For 22 years, this heartwarming show has inspired children and taught them how to deal with obstacles. We don't see anything wrong with that. We are impressed that the writing staff has found this many subjects to discuss in their shows week after week, and we never get tired of hearing the show's theme song, Believe in Yourself by Ziggy Marley. It's so popular, it's been covered by the Backstreet Boys, Chance the Rapper, and Wyclef Jean. Arthur has won 7 Emmys and a Peabody Award for its easygoing attitude, embracing intelligence and encouragement of self-empowerment and further learning for children everywhere. While this show has been on the air for a long time, we have to say we hope it sticks around for a while longer. Fairly Odd Parents. Fairly Odd Parents is truly the Lazarus of TV shows, meaning it's been resurrected from the dead a lot. 5 times to be exact. It has almost as many lives as Catman. In an interview with the show creator Butch Hartman, he said, Fairly Odd Parents has been canceled 5 times. We've had 5 rap parties, and every time we have a rap party, like a week after the rap party, they go, you know what? We're gonna bring it back. And I was like, okay, I've never felt it was ever going to go away. While the show has been making kids and adults laugh for 10 seasons, some fans agree that it has gone on for way too long. Eventually, they are bound to run out of fairy jokes. The word around Fairytown is that fans were not in love with season 10. One fan even said it started off as charming, funny, and overall entertaining, but now it depends on overused plots, jokes, and characters. They had a good run with a lot of ups and downs. Fans want to remember it as a funny show that made them laugh as kids. Time to retire, Timmy. We wish you the best. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Aqua Teen Hunger Force was the longest-running original series in the history of Adult Swim's cartoon shows. It was also the 6th long-running animated show in the United States. The top 5 longest-running shows in American TV are The Simpsons, Arthur, South Park, King of the Hill, and Spongebob Squarepants. Aqua Teen Hunger Force comes in behind these heavy hitters at number 6. Its inappropriate humor and oddball characters had been a staple for Adult Swim fans for 11 seasons. When describing the show, co-creator Dave Willis said, "There's no story to it. They're just entertaining characters. They're obnoxious." The show didn't really follow traditional plot or storylines either. It's as if the writers just jotted down notes on a cocktail napkin while under the influence of a particular herbal supplement, and poof, it became a show. Many of the episodes seem to be the result of a strange dare where they push the envelope just to see what they can get away with. Of course, this can't go on forever. Did you see the one with the weird red cat who looks like Abraham Lincoln and was trying to peddle sausage links to the at-home audience? Maybe you guys should have put down the bong years ago. Spongebob Squarepants. If you can't answer the question, who lives in a pineapple under the sea, then you have been living under a rock for the last 19 years. SpongeBob SquarePants, Nickelodeon's primetime, Emmy Award-winning, and widely popular cartoon, follows a naive and curious yellow sponge around an underwater sea town by the name of Bikini Bottom. Patrick, SpongeBob's half-witted but loyal companion, a squirrel in an old-timey diving suit named Sandy Cheeks, and a disgruntled hipstered squid named Squidward, are among the group of fun sea characters that fans keep coming back to see week after week. This show was actually created by a marine biologist named Steven Hillenburg. It's hard to say how he passed any of the tests to get his degree if he thinks kitchen sponges live in pineapples under the sea. Squirrels can live in a dome underwater indefinitely, and sea creatures love eating at fast food restaurants. But he did get kids excited about ocean life. With all the years of adventure SpongeBob and his friends have already had, it's hard to figure out how they can keep coming up with new material. Maybe this show is ready to retire soon, but not as long as nautical nonsense is something you wish. Clarence. There are some shows that, even with short runs, lasted way too long. Cartoon Network's Clarence is one of those shows. Clarence features 4th grade characters with box-shaped heads, hot pink skin, and hardcore unibrows. Let's just say the show's humor is an acquired taste. The characters are gross, weird, and we're not sure what is going on here. The creator of the show, Skylar Page, was fired in 2014 due to allegations of misconduct from one of the staff of the show. Maybe that was a sign that the show was doomed from the beginning. Even though Skylar Page was the original voice of Clarence in the show, Cartoon Network replaced him and went on to make many more episodes. But was that a good idea? Many young critics say no, like this 12-year-old cartoon connoisseur who said, "Clarence is the most stupid show I have ever watched. When the 12-year-old kids turn against you, then you know you've got a problem." While Clarence didn't run near as long as some of the other animated shows on this list, we feel it still lasted way too long. No hard feelings, Clarence fans and creators. It just wasn't our piñata full of candy. King of the Hill. Many of the older fans remember King of the Hill, creator Mike Judge, for his MTV hit show Beavis and Butthead. Beavis and Butthead was a stoner favorite that featured 2 dirty-minded teenagers who commented on music videos and slapped each other around. Mike Judge's next creation, King of the Hill, centered on the lives of a middle-class family living in Texas. The show did really well in its Sunday night slot. Time magazine even called it one of the 100 greatest television shows ever. King of the Hill had a great 13-season run, producing a total of 259 episodes before it was canceled in 2009. But it was reported in the summer of last year that Fox was entertaining the possibility of bringing the show back to the small screen. Fox Television Group chairman Dana Walden told the press, "We had a very preliminary conversation. Given what's going on in the country, I think they had a point of view about how those characters would respond. It certainly does make for interesting television, but is the polarized country of 2018 ready for a King of the Hill reboot? Reboots have become pretty popular lately. We'll just have to wait and see." Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb is a show that deals with kids' struggle with boredom during summer vacation. In the show, the main characters, Phineas and Ferb, counter summertime by turning the backyard into a hotspot for backyard inventions and shenanigans. Phineas's sister is always trying to catch them in the act so she can tattle on him to their mother, but it's usually unsuccessful. The show's theme song even ends with Phineas's sister yelling, "Mom, Phineas and Ferb are making a title sequence." It's pretty cute. We have to admit these two are clever clever and compelling to watch, but after 222 episodes, maybe it's time these boys go back to school for the fall. We'll always remember the times Phineas and Ferb built a towering roller coaster in the backyard in the very first episode. And there was a Star Wars episode in season 4, May the Ferb be with you. Ah, summer memories. But alas, the show was canceled in 2015. Summer can't last forever, kids. For all you superfans out there, Phineas and Ferb's zany backyard adventures continue to stream on Netflix. Do you think this show lasted too long or not long enough? Leave a comment telling us what you think. The Simpsons. Back in December 1989, a little animated show called The Simpsons premiered. It featured a warm-hearted, donut and beer-loving, dopey father named Homer Simpson, his blue-haired, loving wife Marge, a troublemaker son Bart, a bookish activist and saxophone player daughter Lisa, and a pacifier-sucking baby who always falls down, Maggie. Nobody knew it then, but this show would become the longest-running animated show in the history of American television, with over 600 episodes. In fact, The Simpsons became one of only 2 television shows to air 600 episodes ever. The other show to hold that honor was CBS's Gunsmoke, which ended in 1975. The 600th episode was called Treehouse of Horror 27, and they really pulled out all the stops for this one. They even had a virtual reality couch gag in the opening sequence, which could be viewed through Google Goggles, with custom-made branded goggles produced for the event. Since this is an animated show, the characters never age. That means this show could go on forever and ever and ever. We admit, we wouldn't mind if it did. The Simpsons have become a part of our American culture. They're as American as baseball and apple pie. Let's face it, this show will probably outlive us all. And that's it for 10 cartoons that lasted way too long. Be sure to check out our other videos for more. See you next time.